up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're here in super sunny Florida, and guess what? We have something super special for you. This is the all-new, totally redesigned 2022 Audi S3. But before we get into this small, turbocharged, all-wheel drive performance sports sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. Audi. They've been doing the business for so many decades when it comes to style, when it comes to engineering, and when it comes to performance. Now, that Quattro all-wheel drive system really made a name for itself on those historic Audi World Rally Championship winning cars. And then you go on to such iconic races like the coveted 24 Hours Le Mans, where Audi has won time and time and time again. Now, with this S3 being their smallest sedan here in the United States that they sell, now we're finding a lot of new changes, more power, more performance, and of course, some great technology to really bridge that gap into the 21st century. Now, of course, there's other competition coming from the other German Euro brands, Mercedes-Benz and BMW, but also from an American brand here in the United States, Cadillac, with the CT4-V series of their small performance sports sedans. What I want to find out with this review is, has Audi done the right changes for 2022 for this S3? Is it enough to go up against and beat the CT4-V? And is it worth the price for this new S3? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our 2022 redesigned Audi S3 and find out. Right off the bat, looks familiar, but there's some great changes, and it all starts at the front of the business. Audi has been a leader when it comes to LED headlight design, and this S3 is no different. Check out how you have your projector beam LED headlights in that blacked out interior of a headlight housing, but also notice the new shape and design. You got your LED daytime running lamps, and I love the way they kind of extend it down into the front fascia, something unique, something different. And this is lighting technology that, guess what? They developed in sports car endurance racing. Now, when you work your way down to this lower corner vent, you'll notice how it extends out, a little bit of gloss black, and I'm gonna have to issue a half a zonk, and there's a reason why. This corner vent is totally blocked off and not functional. So we are gonna have to do a half a zonk, but there will be a happy ending, I promise. What I do like about it is the style, the way they extended it out just a tad from the rest of the front fascia. And then you'll notice how that gloss black splitter matches nicely with the little bit of gloss black on the side corners of the front fascia. Now, as we come across that massive open grille design, Audi was the one to do the open grille first. Now you see a lot of others that imitate and copy that design, but remember, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. You got the Auto Union badge. Remember, it was those 4 German brands that were gonna go under because of the World Depression. They unified together, and that's where we have Audi and that Auto Union badge. These are the 4 different brands that came together to unify. I do like the flat black, little bit of gloss black around the perimeter, especially, like I said, on that lower lip splitter area. And of course, we have our coveted S3 badge. Now remember, the way that Audi does their lineup is you have the A3, which is what this vehicle is based off of. If you want a little bit more sport and performance, you go S3. But guess what? If you want it all and you want to have your cake and eat it too, you could get the RS3, which we will be bringing to you here on Raiti's Rides, that has that very unique inline 5 turbocharged engine. But you know what? Wait until we go on throttle in this S3. It's going to surprise you. Now, as we come across the rest of the front fascia, this is what I was telling you about. Here is the functional area to bring cool air in. I wish there was a way to balance out the front so that you could have both of these vents functional. You even have this area that is also functional as well. So that's gonna help bring that cool air for all the heat exchangers. Because remember, we got that turbocharged inline 4, produces a lot of heat. We need to bring that cool air in. But I love all of the nice angles and intricate design. Now, when we get up onto the hood, clean Audi styling. You're gonna have a simple rise on each side here, kind of V's towards the windshield, and then everything else goes right towards the A-pillars. Love the clean aero on this vehicle. Now, when we come around the bend, if we have a new design, of course, we also have some new wheels. Check out these 19-inch wheels, machined aluminum with the gloss black. Really think that they've worked on giving it a stylish design that also goes with the Audi philosophy, that when you see this wheel, you know that it is an Audi product. It has the Audi Sport badging on that. And like I said, it's a 19-inch wheel. Tires are 235 on the width, 35 series sidewall. You can see that bright red caliper that's gonna clamp down on some heavy duty rotors here. You got two-piece rotors, fully ventilated and cross drilled, and you got that S branding. It's hard to see because of the design of the wheel and the way that we parked this, but you also have your S branding on that tomato sauce, bright red caliper that's really gonna help shed the speed. And then of course, Quattro, that Italian word for four, all-wheel drive system, obviously rear-wheel drive based, but it sends the power front and back as needed to get the power to the ground effectively. Great lines on the fender, nothing stuck on, nothing fake. And then as we slide down the rest of this S3, we got gloss black on the mirror caps, very, very small LED turn signals. I like the way they went gloss black top and bottom of the window frames. And thank you, Audi. We have a supersized sunroof, and they painted the rest of the roof black to make it blend in totally seamless. This is what I always talk about, how a lot of times the manufacturers leave this color body matched. Why? Be like this Audi and be all blacked out, including the shark fin antenna. You'll also notice on the S3 that gloss black side sill extension. Not only does it look good, all of these different bits at speed produce the proper aero to keep this vehicle stable. Now, as we work our way back, I love the way they did a nice quarter window, especially when you compare this to the CT4-V. I think this design, being real glass, looking good as you go into that low slung quarter panel, into the rear pillar here, down into that fender area, looking fabulous. And then as we wrap it out back, just like the headlights, Audi does a fantastic job on these LED taillights. Love the intricate style. The S3 logo lets you know that you got something a little extra special. Even the trunk lid spoiler, just enough, but you could see from the side, look at this. You can see the air. I can see the air right now just going up and giving us some downforce as we're going through the twisty bits. And then we're gonna drop it again like it's super hot, because it is. We got a quad tip exhaust. You do have a fake vent. I am gonna have to zonk that, but we do have our quad tip exhaust, two on each side. And then I'm digging this race car inspired diffuser. That's all for channeling air. But why don't we go ahead, looking at the back is great. Let's pop the hood and talk new horsepower numbers on our S3. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. You do have a massive hydraulic hood strut. Underneath the hood, I'm digging the new engine cover. It's got the Auto Union badge, and even the red, letting you know that this is, like I said, that S3, when you see a little bit of red, that means you're also getting more performance. What do we got for 2022? You are looking at a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, now producing 306 horsepower. That's 18 more horsepower than last year, 295 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 7-speed DCT. That's a dual clutch transmission, 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. Top speed, 155 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 3,350 pounds, and that is with all-wheel drive. MPGs, really, really good. 23 in the city, 32 on the highway. When you're comparing this to the CT4-V, remember, CT4-V does not come standard with that all-wheel drive system like this Audi does, so you're gonna be able to get that power to the ground so much more effectively. And instead of a 10-speed automatic, this 7-speed dual clutch shifts lightning fast. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and hear what this Audi S3 sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Audi S3. This is where you really get a feel for the changes. They really did the business on the finishes and how they have this interior set up. But before I get ahead of myself, let's talk about price, right? I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been waiting for you to review the 2022 S3. I've been looking at BMWs, Mercedes-Benzes, and yes, the Cadillac CT4-V. I'm this close to pulling the trigger on it. How much is this one? This Audi S3, the way that it's optioned, new for 2022, has an MSRP of $57,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Love the clean style. So up top, that's going to be all soft touch material. If you notice on that silver trim there, you'll see a white line. That's ambient lighting. It looks great at night. And then look at how they did the door handle. First of all, it looks good. Second of all, it's so easy to open up the door when it's styled that way. And then I'm really digging the light gray finish. Nice leather. The stitch work really shows the attention to detail. I've always been a fan of Audi interiors. Door pocket is a little on the tighter side. So maybe 2 toaster strudels and a bottle of chocolate milk to wash it down. We do have the optional Bang & Olufsen sound system. Give us those nice clean tunes. And then going from the door panel, which has no gloss black, to the dash, soft touch material. This crisscross stitching is something different and it feels really good. I'm also digging this textured material here. Looks classy. Of course, you got the Quattro badge, letting you know that you have that all-wheel drive. And look at the way that they do that aluminum silver finish with ambient lighting. There's a track of ambient lighting that flows all the way across where my finger's going. And then look at what we got. No more floating iPad style up top. We have a new 10.25-inch infotainment system. Now, I know some of you are probably hoping for 12 inches, but guess what? Keep hoping. Maybe Audi might do it down the road, but for now, this 10.25-inch screen, I'm telling you, it's a perfect size. It does it all, and it does it well. Just a little bit of gloss black, but the way they integrate it is so smartly done. You got your navigation with the beautiful map style there. What else do we have? Do we have a touchscreen? Of course. You go to your home setting. Here's all of our different setups here. We go into vehicle. Check it out. Audi Drive Select Dynamic. You know that's where we're going to have it, but you can also do comfort. You could do auto, and then you could actually set it up individually to your preferences. But like I said, we're keeping it dynamic mode. When I see that curbing, I think racetrack, and I'm loving it. We could even show off the Sirius XM. Nice, easy swipe features. The graphics are great, colors are wonderful, and then you go right back to home. Let me throw it into reverse for you. There's our backup camera. Pretty good resolution. I would like a little bit more clear, but it does have the trajectory lines, which are great, and all that sensing technology for the front bumper and the rear bumper. And then I just throw it right back into park, and eventually it'll disappear. You could actually X out of it, and we're right back to where we started with navigation. Very intuitive. Look at the way they did the AC vents. Something different, something clean, a little bit of different silver style there. You got your dual climate control, which is wonderful, easy to operate. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats, and that's a bit of a zonk for me at this price point. If you don't want to touch the screen to go into your Audi Drive Select modes, you could use these toggle switches to do that, plus shut off the traction control. 2 USBs. So you got 2 USB-Cs, wireless charging, and then this is all new for 2022. It's a bit of gloss black. I wish they would have taken the material up here and actually put it down here, but you do have that material up here that it just would have looked a little better, I think, than the gloss black. But you got your start-stop button. This is going to control, and I know you're wondering what the heck is that. This is going to control your 7-speed DCT. Let me know what you think about this little tiny shifter. It's clean. It doesn't bother me that much because, I mean, it's not a manual transmission car, so it does the job. But let me know how you feel about that. You do, of course, get your 2 cup holders. What do we have in our cup holder? There's our S badge on our Audi key fob. Super clean. Nice weight to it, and it looks good. You got a 12 volt. You got a place for some Tic Tacs. And then look, we got the soft gray material on the armrest. You ready for a magic trick? Boom. You could actually extend it forward, You can extend it back, and then of course you can open it. Inside, you might be able to fit 4 Twinkies. Do not put 5 because you will squirt cream everywhere. What we do have, though, is our official Audi polishing cloth. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's that for? This is where you could wipe all the fingerprints, get rid of the evidence, and there you go, good as new. Look at that. Thank you, Audi, for this polishing cloth. Put it in there, and then the seats. Absolutely stunning. The leather, the S logo there on the back portion. One-piece back, nice bolstering, diamond stitching. Of course, you got electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver. And then remember how we were talking about that sexy blacked out roof? We have an oversized sunroof. Not a panoramic, but it's a pretty good size. Close it up though, get your butt over here. I want to show you behind this leather wrapped steering wheel in our Audi S3. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. And this is where, like I said, Audi shows that attention to detail. When you open the door, you're going to be greeted to this nice aluminum sill plate with the S badging there. And one of my favorite things is the pedal box. Absolutely set up for that twisty road fun. Nice large aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. And even if you have bigger feet like me, you got plenty of space. There's our seat controls with our lower lumbar, easy to adjust. I'm 6 feet tall. With the sunroof, I got plenty of room in here, even though this is a smaller, performance sedan. Compared to the CT4-V, I feel like this is less cramped. Just something to think about. Steering wheel. Something to think about on this is that it's a place where you're going to want to hold on to all the time because it looks good and it feels good. 2 different styles in the leather, perforated on the sides. Beautiful. Look at how they did the grill opening here with the Audi logo. You got the S badging. The paddles are a little on the small side and they're made out of plastic, so I am going to have to zonk that, but you do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And that dash, beautiful setup. Really love the clarity. You can see how you have the tack in the center there as we're in dynamic mode. We have our navigation view on the left, but watch this. With the hit of a button, I could bring the navigation right in front of me. That's the technology that really has been brought to you by Audi for so many years that other brands are finally catching up to. But I really, really dig the setup on this. And you have a head-up display, which is great, with a nice, clear digital readout. But why don't we go ahead? Talking about up front is awesome. Let's see how your passengers are going to like this new 2022 S3. All right, guys, backseat time. And you know what? Being a smaller, compact sport sedan, it is on the tighter side back here. And I think one thing that makes it feel a little bit more claustrophobic is just the sheer size of the front seats. Being those one-piece sport backs don't give you a lot of room to look around. So something that you're definitely going to want to test out with your kids, see how they feel back here, or people that you're going to drive around, maybe take them with you as you're going car shopping. But let's talk about what you have back here. You do have that German style with the cargo nets. You know how I feel about those. Only put soft objects in here. Maybe a moon pie, not a dagger or a Chinese throwing star, but moon pies and maybe a nice beignet. You'll be good to go with the cargo net. You do have these small AC vents, which is nice because some of the brands just forget about these. And you have USB-Cs. You can control the temperature just by switching this little rotating knob on the bottom there. And then I'm being, like I said, me being 6 feet tall, I got plenty of headroom. It just feels a little claustrophobic overall. Pulling this down, you do have a nice armrest with 2 cup holders, and you're getting the same great leather material in the back seat and stitch work. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the cargo area and see what we could put in this Audi S3. All right, guys, time to get in the trunk. Before we do, I just have the hazards on because I wanted to show you what those LED turn signals look like. I love the way they kind of light up and just zoom right to left very quickly. But let's go ahead, pop the trunk, hit the button, rises up nicely, and you're going to be greeted. Remember, this is a smaller size 4-door sedan. You are going to be greeted to a lot of open area there to go do that Costco run. There's a little bit of a nook on the driver's side. You could put a box of Twinkies there and they're not going to slide around. How much room are we looking at? You're looking at 11 cubic feet of space. Yes, the seats will fold down, so that makes life a lot easier to get those longer objects. But you know what? this design is looking good. It definitely feels good. Let's see how good that on throttle is gonna be. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go do it. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Audi S3 redesign, new platform, more power, more of everything. Right away, I absolutely feel at home in this interior. I love the advancements that they've made, but let's see how the on throttle goes. I do have it in dynamic, in S, and I am gonna use the paddles. Although they're small, I'm gonna use them on the back of the steering wheel, but if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Fast shifts from that 7-speed DCT. Brakes feel good. Grip from that Quattro system. Look how fast the shifts are. On the brakes, downshift. Grip levels are phenomenal. On the brakes, smooth downshift. Yeah! Unbelievable. The amount of work that they've done in the engineering of the suspension, the chassis, the way the weight transfers is so nice. And the crazy news is, this is not their top performance model. There is an RS3, that Rennsport model, that's gonna bring even more performance. Thickness of the steering wheel is spot on the money. Getting to all of the different touches, whether it be the infotainment system, whether it be going through the gauge cluster. It's very intuitive, and it's so high level of luxury. The feel, the fit, the finish, the seats could use a little bit more bolstering on the bottom, but the top bolstering is spot on the money. And like I pointed out earlier, this pedal box is hashtag race car all the way. Love the layout. All right, guys, as we're driving here, really love the sounds that are being produced in the cabin, but I'm really loving the way the torque delivery is. Third gear, on throttle, just pulls all the way to red line. On the brakes. God, the feedback. Look at this. The Quattro system just gives you that confidence that you want, the grip level that you could feel. Yeah! Look at that! I went flat through that left-right transition with the amount of grip and the amount of communication that's coming to the steering wheel. Feels phenomenal. I would like the paddles to be a little bit larger and be made out of metal. I mean, this is a classy German sport luxury sedan. It needs to have that little extra something something. Now, when comparing it to the CT4-V, which is going to be one of the main competitors, everything feels tighter in here in a very, very good way. It feels better laid out and communicates a lot more. All right, guys, here we go again. If you're ready, I'm ready. Manual shifting, on throttle, here we go. You're not waiting for the boost, man. You are not. Look at this. Here we go. Yeah! Really, really nice. It communicates front to rear on those brakes. Yeah. This car is a freaking blast. And it's such a good daily driver. I've been driving it for the past few days, and it feels good. You'd like the way it looks. You know how you know is because when you park it in a spot, you turn back and you stare at it for a little longer. And the fit and finish in here is really top notch. I've always liked that about Audis, the way they do the seats, the styling. I'm glad that they took the infotainment system and integrated it into the dash. That really just cleans everything up in here. But as you can see, we're just driving it. It just feels good. It just feels really good. The head-up display, visibility. Sport sedans are not dead. Thank you, Audi. All right, guys. One more time for you. Definitely one more time for me. I really do like the little noise you get from the exhaust. It would be nice to have a few more pops, but I know the RS3 is going to take care of that, especially with the inline 5 turbocharged engine. But we are in first gear, rolling here. Oh, wow, look at that. You just go. I love the sensations. So smooth. On the brakes. This is what driving is all about. Look at this. The grip. It's like Gorilla Glue's on the tires, man. There's not many cars I can hold it flat through that left-right transition. This is one of them. This has been amazing. I think you're going to be very, very impressed when you get behind the wheel of one of these from all the different aspects. But if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's wrap this one up, and I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a power pack kind of day with this 2022 Audi S3. I definitely want to thank Mark and the rest of the team over at Audi USA for allowing Raity's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. As you can see, they really have done quite a bit going from model year 2021 to this redesigned 2022. Let me know what you think. Was the on-throttle experience worth it for the price? Is this a better car to get, performance sedan-wise, over that CT4-V? Put it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raity's Rides merch. Got to give it up to The Rock. So stable behind that camera. Lori working it like a champ. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for your awesome camera work and great knowledge. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.